You guys are off to a perfect 14-0 start right now. Are you guys surprised at all at the streak your team has put together?
I don't think surprised. I think you're just pretty happy with the brand of baseball we're playing. I think it's been really consistent, and I think the level of competition is going to keep getting better as the season goes. But there's something to be said for beating the teams you're supposed to beat, and we've done a good job of that. And then just played a really tight one last night against a really good Troy team. So going to be a lot more games coming up that probably feel more like last night's game, and we'll see where we go from there. But really happy with the way our guys have started the season.
And your team continues to put together terrific offensive performances. In 2 games against ranked opponents, the Tide has managed to win in more traditional fashion, like low-scoring ball games. So what does that say about the makeup of this group to be able to win in different ways?
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of that locker room is they don't really care what it looks like as long as we have more runs on the other side, And at times that's been us really slugging the baseball and scoring runs, and at times it's been like last night where we've had to pitch and play defense and kind of manufacture some runs. So I think that it's a really unselfish group of guys, and that's what's been fun to coach them is there's some star power on that team, there's some supporting cast roles on that team, but all they care about is winning. In 14 games in, we've done a good job of that so far.
And Alabama has 23 total stolen bases this season in just 14 games, and you guys only had 29 for the whole season last year. So what do you think what do you test that to, kind of the spark in being more aggressive on the base path?
I think a little bit is just personnel based. Last year we had more boppers and less runners. Whereas this year I don't think we sacrificed the power. We're still hitting homers and slugging the baseball. But I think we just have more guys that have the ability to run. Richie and Bryce in particular, LeBron more comfortable. And then you have guys like Mizell who can run, Hodo can run. It's actually kind of flipped from last year is there's way more base running threats or base stealing threats this year than there was. So I think it's really personnel based, and then some of it is just decision based on the pitcher catcher scoreboard. We talk about it all the time. So if the situation is right, we'll push the envelope and run, and if it's not right, then we'll kind of go some other routes with it. But I think the personnel has allowed us to be a little bit more aggressive there.
And this is the 4th weekend of the new spring. So what do you hope to see out of the starting rotation as we're 1 weekend away from conference play?
I think just more depth, getting more length out of the starters. They've all done a good job, and Riley's kind of the one X factor there in the middle. His is a little bit more. He's probably had some outings. He could have gone deeper. We just kind of held him back, knowing he's still rehabbing. But just with Zane and Bobby, just some more length out of them. They've done a good job of hanging up low numbers and giving us a chance to win, but we're not going to consistently be able to go to the bullpen in the 4th or 5th inning. So just getting a little bit more length out of them. They're throwing the baseball great. It's just getting a little bit more length out of them, being a little bit more efficient with their pitch count, less 3-2 counts, and at bats when you get there, first pitch strikes, all those little things that just allow us to keep them in the game longer. I mean, I can tell you the other team wants Zane Adams out of the game as quick as possible, and we feel a heck of a lot better when I'm still flipping on the ball in the 6th and the 7th.
And driving force on this team has been Vaughn. He's tied for the most NCAA home runs, and he leads the RBI category by 5. So can you just talk about what kind of catalyst he's been for the offense?
Yeah, I mean, it's expectations tough to manage sometimes, and you wonder how young kids are going to handle. He's not hiding in the shadows anymore. I mean, the focus is on him. Every team comes in and circles him as this is a guy's not going to beat us, and he's still finding ways to beat guys, and just speaks to the player he is and really the mental toughness he has, because expectations are not an easy thing. The expectations he has for himself, the expectations other people place on him, and he hasn't made it bigger than it is. He just showed up playing with the boys and having a blast, and I think that's what's great about that locker room is I think it's a lot of guys that care about each other, a lot of guys that have fun competing together, and he's a superstar, everybody knows it, but he's not above anything else, and I think that's the beauty of who he is, and it's a special, special human being that allows him to be able to flourish and do what he's done thus far. And as we turn the page of conference play here in a week or so, we're going to need him to continue being the guy. If you're going to be a good team, man, your best player's got to be your best player.
And is there anything you'd like to say to the fans before the weekend starts against Presbyterian as they leave for spring break?
No, I just enjoy the heck out of spring break. I get it. I know we probably won't have crazy crowds this weekend with it being spring break, but these kids are fun to watch play. And, man, the student section has been electric this year. They have been awesome. They've been wearing out the opposing right fielder. They've done it on some miserably cold days that I didn't think people were going to show up, and they did. And that's a testament to that group. We love them. They make a huge, huge difference. And it's a heck of a lot of fun for our guys to go out and play with them behind them. So go enjoy spring break, make good decisions, be smart, and then come back and let's get ready to rock. The next obviously big weekend after Presbyterian this weekend will be Tennessee here, which is the likely #1 team in the country rolling into town here. So should be a fun weekend.